Hi everyone and welcome to Fossil Files. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating topics in Earth history, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have captured people's imaginations for generations, whether it's giant skeletons in museums or movies that bring them to life. There's just something incredible about creatures that once ruled the planet. But dinosaurs are more than just giant reptiles. Their story is about change, survival, and history on life on Earth. Let's start from the very beginning. Where Where do you think dinosaurs originated from?
Um, like the very first one?
Like, where
Is
do
that
you
what you're
think,
talking
like where they first found at?
about? Ooh. Well, the continents weren't always separated like they are now, right? So they used to be together. I would say where most life started was Central Africa. Um, Now, why they developed, that's a different question, right?
The prehistoric reptiles known as dinosaurs arose during the middle to late Triassic period of the Mesozoic, around 230 million years ago. At the time, the world looked completely different. All the continents were connected into one massive supercontinent called Pangaea. The climate was mostly hot and dry, and life on Earth was still recovering from the huge mass extinction that had happened before dinosaurs appeared. Early dinosaurs weren't the massive giants we usually picture. Many of them were small, walked on two legs, and probably quick and lightweight. They lived alongside other reptiles and didn't dominate the planet right away. But over time, something changed.
One of the most amazing facts about dinosaurs is that for the first 175 million years of their existence, they took on a huge variety of forms as the environment changed. Think about that, 175 million years. That is an almost unimaginable amount of time. During that period, Earth's continents slowly drifted away. Climates shifted from dry to humid in different regions. Sea levels rose and fell. New plant life evolved, including forests and eventually flowering plants. And as the environment changed, dinosaurs adapted. Some evolved into enormous, long-necked plant eaters like Brachiosaurus, which could grow tall enough to reach treetops with ease. Others became armored tanks covered in thick plates or spikes to protect themselves away from predators. On the other side were the meat eaters. One of the most famous is the T-Rex, a powerful predator with massive jaws and sharp teeth. But not all carnivorous dinosaurs were huge. Some were small, fast, and possibly covered in feathers. In fact, scientists not know that birds are actually descendants of certain theropod dinosaurs. So technically, dinosaurs aren't completely gone. They're still flying around today.
Dinosaurs lived through three major time periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. During the Triassic, dinosaurs first appeared but weren't yet the dominant animals. In the Jurassic period, dinosaurs really began to thrive. Giant sauropods roamed the land and ecosystem became more diverse. By the Cretaceous periods, dinosaurs had spread across the globe. Flowering plants appeared and many new dinosaur species evolved. The planet was full of life and dinosaurs were at the top of many food chains. What makes this even more impressive is how long they lasted. Dinosaurs lived for over 160 million years. Humans, by comparison, have extinct for only a tiny fraction of that time.
So, Coach McLean, what do you think really happened to the dinosaurs?
Um, well, I mean, there's two kind of theories of thought, right? First, you've got you were talking about the climate, how it was warm. We know for a fact that the planet went through this climate change where everything cooled off, which probably killed a lot of them, um, eliminated a lot of food sources, right? Because if it's cold, plants don't grow. If there's nothing for the plant eaters to eat, what are the meat eaters going to eat? So climate change is a big one. The other one is asteroids. The impact, I'm assuming you guys have done a little research about this off the coast of Mexico. the huge impact crater that we discovered. Again, the idea is you got to figure this meteors. If I remember the dimensions right, it's 150 miles wide. That's a big rock, and it's moving at an extremely high rate of speed. So when that hits, think about all the debris it puts in the air and blocks out sunlight, right? So how are plants going to grow? And if there's, again, we go back to the plant eaters not having anything to eat, they're going to die out. Meat eaters don't have anything to eat, they're going to die out. The ones that survived that we have today are the ones that were in the water. Different environment, different food sources, right? But also, eventually, these large animals, they have to have a lot to eat, right? They eat a lot. Think about what their diet would consist of. So as they start getting slower and slower in numbers, or shorter and shorter in numbers, the food supply would have ran out. And it all boils down to they didn't have anything to eat, and they weren't prepared to survive in the environment we have. Could they come back today? I hope not. I mean, we still have some of them, right? Birds are very much like dinosaurs, like you guys said. Alligators are still living. Even sharks, I would consider dinosaurs. Like, they were around the same time too, right? So who knows? We may bring some more back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dinosaurs lived through three major time periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. During the Triassic, dinosaurs first appeared but weren't yet the domain animals. In the Jurassic period, dinosaurs really began to thrive. Giant sauropods roamed the land and ecosystems became more diverse. By the Cretaceous period, dinosaurs had spread across the globe. Flowering plants appeared and many new dinosaurs species evolved. The planet was full of life, and dinosaurs were at the top of many food chains. What makes this even more impressive is how long they lasted. Dinosaurs lived for over 160 million years. Humans, by 160 million years. Humans, by comparison, have existed for only a tiny fraction of this time.
Despite their long success, dinosaurs faced a sudden and dramatic end. The leading theory is that a huge asteroid or comet slammed into Earth about 65 million years ago. The impact would have caused massive destruction. Scientists believe it triggered earthquakes, wildfires, and giant tsunamis. But the biggest problem may have been what happened afterward. Dust and debris were thrown into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight. Without sunlight, plants couldn't grow. Without plants, plant-eating dinosaurs starved. And without them, meat eaters had no food source. The chain reaction led to the extinction of the non-avian dinosaurs in what is known as the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event. It's incredible to think that creatures which survived for over 160 million years were wiped out by a single catastrophic event.
You might assume people have known about dinosaurs, but that's not true. Scientists first began studying dinosaurs in the 1820s. Fossils have been discovered before, but people didn't understand what they were looking at. Some even thought large bones belonged to giant humans or mythical creatures. As more fossils were found and studied, scientists realized that they were uncovering evidence of an entirely different world. In 1842, a scientist named Richard Owen officially gave this group the name Dinosauria, which means terrible lizards. Since then, paleontology has grown into a major scientific field. Today, researchers advance technology like CT scans, 3D modeling, and chemical analysis to study fossils. Scientists can estimate how dinosaurs moved, how fast they ran, and what they may have eaten. And discoveries are still happening. New species are found almost every year.
So, Coach McLean, what would be your favorite dinosaur and why?
I mean, growing up as a kid, I mean, the typical answer is always the T-Rex, right? That's the go-to. But I was always a fan of the Triceratops. I think earlier in the reading, it's just a tank, right? Like, it was designed to take the punishment. And they're just really cool-looking dinosaurs with them 3 horns on them. So I was just like the Triceratops. That was always my favorite as a kid.
Okay, thank you. So, why do dinosaurs still matter? First, they help us understand evolution. Their long history shows how species adapt to environmental changes over time. Second, their extinction helps scientists study how global catastrophes affect life on Earth. By learning about past mass extinctions, we gain insight into how ecosystems respond to dramatic climate shifts. And finally, dinosaurs remind us that Earth has a deep and complex history. The world we know today is just one chapter in a very long story. For 175 million years, dinosaurs evolved into a credible range of shapes and sizes. They dominated land ecosystems and adapted to constant change. Their story is one of the resilience and also a reminder that life on Earth can change very quickly.
Dinosaurs may be long gone in their original forms, but their legacy lives on in fossils, in birds, and in our imagination. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you learned something new about these amazing creatures and the world they lived in. Until next time, stay curious because there's always more to discover.